All right, Georgia.
Yes.
Georgia, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I was born in Akron, Ohio, raised in Florida till like 91. I came out here in 89, but went back. And I've been here ever since.
What was your childhood like? What was your childhood like?
Oh, I was a stupid one and the pretty stupid one. And pretty much most of my cousins molested me because I was pretty. And I ran away from home at 13. And I'm 57. I'll be 57 on Father's Day.
You ran away at 13?
Yeah. I've been on my own. I've been married 4 times, 4 Johns, all John. My mom used to say, "What's with it with you and John?" But I took something from the Colombian cartel years ago, and I didn't mean to. I got scared in Miami, Florida, and I got my parents killed. And I haven't been home since. I changed my name to Tara. My mother was dying, and she kept saying, "They're going to kill me, they're going to kill me." She was on an oxygen machine, and they went in there and suffocated her. That was like 20 years later. When you're in the Colombian cartel or whatever, I didn't know. I was young, you know, and I knew I was with some big-time mafia people, and I just thought it was cool. They said, "No, once you're in, you're in. You can't, there's no getting out." And I got scared. So I took the rental-car and left. And when I took the rental-car and left, it had 2 kilos of cocaine in it and $130,000 in cash. And my friend said, "Whether you take it back or not, they're going to kill you anyway." I said, "God damn." So I left some money to my parents, and they were running a downtown St. Petersburg. They were managers of this, what do you call it, trailer trash park. And one of their neighbors took me to Maine. She robbed me of all of it and kicked me out. Now, I called my parents. I said, "I need to come home." They said, no, you can't come home. These people called us and told us that next time we see your daughter's going to be in a pine box. And they were my father's friends from coming in. He was a biker in the Outlaws in Florida, and he was a bartender. So they knew my father, and they didn't want to have to hurt anyone in my family. They just wanted me. And I was in Maine. I was stuck in Maine, and then some kind of way, I went through a lot of shit to get back to. I never went back to Florida.
What did they do to your parents?
Suffocated them.
Both your parents?
Yeah. My father died of lung cancer at 58, but they went in this room and turned his oxygen off. My mother was in a nursing home, and they did the same thing to her. She kept saying, "They're going to kill me, they're going to kill me." And that morning, my brother said, "Mom was saying weird shit." And she's going, "Who, Mom?" "Those guys, those men, those men, those men." And that, like 4 in the morning, they called my brother and said, "Your mother has passed. Someone turned off her oxygen machine." And I know that was them. Then I married a millionaire. I was working the street. I married a millionaire. He was a trick. And he was telling me that he burned his wife up 2 years ago, 2 weeks prior to being on the host row, getting a hoe. And I said to him, "Your wife just got burned up in a fire and you're paying for pussy?" Excuse my language. "Why would you do that?" So I went on a mission. I married the man in Las Vegas in a drive-up window, millionaire. In Anaheim, he owned a 4,000 square foot building and a laminate and copper foil company. And his partner was head of gynecology from UCLA. I was pregnant. I got raped. And I had a rape baby. And
By who?
I got raped.
By who?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Some guy that picked me up.
Oh, I see. One of your clients.
It was raining, and he asked me, was I cold? And then, anyway, I've been raped like 40 times in my life. I got scars. Let me show you. Let me show you my leg. I got scars in every part of my body. Look at this. I've been shot, stabbed, raped, beat, bed bugs. Something bit me. I went to the doctor's yesterday, and they covered it with this stuff and salve, and it came off this morning, and I don't have any more. I have to buy some more. I've had 3 babies. I got paralyzed when I was 16. I got ran over by my first love, my boyfriend. He backed over me by accident in Florida, and I was paralyzed from the waist down. They said never have children. Well, I had 3. The first one got taken. He was 5. He got taken from me from Santa Ana, in Santa Ana. His father called Santa Ana Police Department and told him I was a fugitive from Florida. I was in trouble before he was ever born, and I was on probation in Florida. So they came 8 deep in Santa Ana with guns to my head, and I had my son in my arms, and they were going, "Give me the kid," and I'm going, "Please, man, please, please." I mean, you guys are so, you're scaring him. He's screaming, "Mommy," you know what I mean? And I had to let him go. I had to let him go, and I haven't seen him since he's 31. So that wasn't my rape baby. That was my son's father. He was from New York. He was born in Staten Island, New York, my son, Alex. I have a really long story, so I'm trying to break things down little by little. So I've had 3 children. They said I never have any. They said never walk. I can walk, dance, jump, and if a cop's behind me, I can run like a motherfucker. I've been to prison 7 terms, and a discharge for all 707, and I've never been back. 7's my favorite number. So my daughter's half Hawaiian. I found her on Facebook one time, and I never found her again. They took themselves off. I don't think they want to meet me. I have a daughter and 2 sons. The last one was a rape baby. He was born cross-sided and had a rare disease because the man that I married that was killed his other wife in the fire, his other wife, before that, committed suicide. So I was on a mission to find out what he did to this lady. The whole house burned up except for where her cherry, 15,000 cherry redwood bedroom suit was, you know, and I thought, well, fuck, it's better being with 1 trick than being with 50 each day. And, you know, he was an old man, he was impotent, but he was just like kissing my grandpa. And I just couldn't stay. And he was a millionaire, and I would have had everything. I just made me sick. Anyway, I went to the cops.
You couldn't stand being...
I went to the cops because I found her Bible, and I happen to open Bibles and look at them from time to time. I opened up the Bible, and in the Bible had her diary, the lady that burned up in the fire. And it was saying how he was taking her out in public drunk on purpose, so pissing and shitting, you know, on herself. She was an alcoholic, and she drank vodka. Now, in the newspaper clipping that I found in the Bible, it said that gin was found, and that's what caused the fire. The lighter exploded, the gin is flammable, vodka is not. So I confront him. First I go to the cops and I tell them, do you know that he knew the cops? And the cops went and told him that I told them that he killed his other wife. Because he admitted to me, yes, I did. To put her out of her misery. She died of smoke ventilation. But he made it seem like he crawled in there and saved her.
So back to your life. You left home at 13.
Yeah, I've been to Texas. I've been. If anybody said you want to get high, yeah, boom.
Is that how drugs and prostitution kind of came into your life?
Yeah. Yeah. I always wanted to be, you know, a singer. I have songs. I wanted to be a dancer. I dance. I wanted to be anything but what I am. You know, I'm down here. I'm nothing. I'm a bitch. I'm a cunt. I've been down here off and on since '89, but '91 for sure. And I have never met the most meanest, the most nicest, the most cruelest, the most deadliest, the most courageous, the most weakest, the most poorest, the most richest people in my life down here. I don't know who to trust. I don't know. The lie is so much like the truth. It's people promise me to get my kids back. They promise me this. I marry them. Fuck me. If you fuck me, I'll help you do this, do that, do that, do that. Okay. You know. But I'm tired of being, I don't want to sell my body. That's not what I like. That's not what I want. That's not what I wanted when I was a little girl. My family disowned me because I had a black boyfriend. And because of that, my father never talked to me again. He died at 58. I was in prison in 1999.
Where do you stay now?
I finally got housing after 30 years, and right there at the Abbey. I've been raped twice in my building. I've had robbed my TV, my bike.
So before that, you were living in a tent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, I just walked because I didn't like being in the tent. Every time I went in the tent and I passed out, I'd take psych meds. So every time I passed out, I passed out. And that's why I always I got 2 pairs of shorts on right now, and a pair of underwear and a skirt, okay? And I have to keep it that way in case I pass out somewhere. Because by the time they get to the 3rd layer, then hopefully I'm awake, I've been stabbed on San Julian in the stomach for no reason. I've been beat profusely for no reason. I'm not saying I haven't did anything wrong. Like I said, I got my parents killed. And I shouldn't be saying this. I shouldn't be saying this. My brothers and sisters hate me. I don't know how to find my children to tell them. Right now I have hepatitis C virus. I'm taking the cure. I just started yesterday. I have arthritis in my neck. I never went to the doctor all my life. All my teeth are gone. I always had perfect teeth.
How do you lose your teeth?
Getting knocked out. Just getting knocked out. And I feel ugly, I don't feel worthy of anything. Like, I want to write a book about my life. I want to write a book about all this. You know what I mean? I don't even know where to start. Nobody even is interested when I talk to anybody about it. No one's interested in wanting to write a book and help me. Someone needs to know a lot of shit. I mean, there's so much things. I've jumped out of second and third story windows. I've jumped out of moving cars. My baby was shot up with something in my belly button, hurt. That's why my baby was cross-eyed, because the head of gynecology didn't like me, and he was a partner of my friend knew that. I went to the cops and said about the murder. I'm not a rat. I've never called the cops on anybody. But then when I read that lady's thing, and she was so sweet, and she was in the Navy, and she built ships, and she was a nice lady, that he burned her up in the fire, I had to go to the cops. And they went and told him, and he came to me and said, oh, don't worry. And next thing you know, he took me out to eat. He moved to China. This older gentleman that I married, Louis Bisset, and he moved to China where there's no extradition fees for spouses, right?
So what is your drug today?
I smoke a pot. I smoke crack, not as much as I used to. I'll do crystal when I'm tired. I don't like serum. I hate heroin. I hate anything to do with pills. I don't even want to be on drugs. If I was happy and I had a life, I wouldn't need, if I was just, I wouldn't need drugs. They don't even get, you know what? I don't even enjoy myself. I don't even enjoy myself. I'm paranoid. I'm scared, What's the use in doing it? It's a waste of money, and when I do get money, I need food in my house. I was a loan shark my whole entire Corona money check because I didn't want to go out there hoeing. So I've been borrowing money for my addiction. I've been borrowing money for food and hygiene, and I have to pay double. I owe $1,400, all of my money, and they stole my other $600.
What do you think about your life, your childhood, kind of set you on this path?
My parents were alcoholics. My mother's side, they were all dope fiends. Bikers. I grew up in the bikers, outlaws, Chapter 11, bars. You know.
And then after the molestation, as a young girl, you left home. And
yes, he used to come in my room because me and my brother and sister all had to sleep in the same bed, and I knew that when the lights went out, he was gonna come in the room and get me and tell me to go in the bathroom. And every night I would be scared, you know, and I never told because he said he'd kill my family. If I would have known my parents were going to get killed and if my brother would have known where I was at, he said, sis, if I'd have known where you were at, I would have told them. They went to the prison and said, if you don't tell us where your sister's at, we're going to kill your parents. He said, I swear to God, I don't know. And they didn't. I went to Maine. They had no idea. I said, if they would have known, I would have told me, I would have came and gave myself to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you feel responsible for that?
Yes. Yeah, I've been hating myself and punishing myself ever since. I gave up my children for adoption, two for adoption at birth in the same family, thank God, in Utah. And then my son Alex, I haven't seen since they took him out of my arms in Santa Ana. And he was 5, he's 31.
Well, Georgina, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
Not to trust everybody. Not to be so gullible, and stop and listen. I always kept going, wouldn't listen to nobody. I knew everything. To listen, to stop and listen, pay attention. I'd be moving so fast, I wasn't paying attention. This one was going to follow me for 20 minutes. It's going to rape me when I get around the corner. I just was moving, you know, because I figured a moving target can't easily be hit. So I would keep moving because I was scared when I stopped, somebody would always be there. I would walk miles just to do a hit in peace. I walked all the way down to 16th Street underneath that bridge and thought I was alone. Bent down and did the hit. He stood up and 4 guys came out of nowhere. And they profusely raped me for hours. I thought I was, you know. I have a dude now I've been with on and off 12 years. He's an ex-dope dealer. He said he's sick. He's been gone for 4 fucking months and he tells me he is in a coma. I asked him to take a picture in the hospital. He couldn't take a picture in the hospital. Why couldn't you take a picture of me? And then so now, why are you taking him back, they said. Because Street Wilson, I've been with him 12 years. The man's got pancreatic cancer. That he does have. So I can't leave him alone, no matter what he's done to me, left with a hoe, and left me for 4 months, left me on Thanksgiving, left me on Christmas. I had Christmas tree, no Christmas presents, which is, to me, that's not what it's about anyway. But, I mean, it's like, I'm in a world of people and I'm alone. I got no friends. I got no family. I've written my family in Florida. They have not written me back. I called them. Their phone number was disconnected after 40 years. On Facebook, none of my friends are on Facebook. They're all gone. I don't have a picture of my daughter. I don't have a picture of anybody. I'm just stuck here. I'm just here. I don't even feel like I live. I just exist. You know what I mean? You know, I'll work. I'm a hard worker. Anybody gives me a job, I'll work, I'll clean toilets, I'll do anything. But nobody wants to give me a fucking chance. I'm fucking tired though. When's it gonna end though? When's somebody gonna, I need somebody to give me a chance. One chance, and I promise you I wouldn't let you down. I still have a heart. After all that, I have prayed, and oh, not God. Please, God, do not let my heart be hard like all these people all the time. And so I can't walk over to somebody and they say, oh, he's drunk, leave him alone. No, I got to see if he's breathing. I got to see if his pulse is there. If I walk over to that guy and he's dead, when I go, God believe in heaven and hell. Shit, I don't know, I'm in hell now. You know, and then I prayed for an apartment. How grateful can I be? God gave me an apartment and I can't stand it. I've gotten eaten up by bed bugs and fucking spiders and fucking. I lived outside for 30 years and didn't have all this shit on me. They're bringing in off the street, and the ones that bringing in and giving the homeless shelters, they're fucking bringing in all the bed bugs and all the fucking bugs and shit and stuff.
All right. So
I'm sorry for crying.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah, man, that's nothing.
All right.
I just tried to break it down for you.
You did a good job with that. Thank you so much, darling.
What do you call me? What do you call me? Shauna.
Darling.
Darling?
I called you darling.
Okay. I'm not used to anyone calling me any nice names.
Oh.